It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Oh no, good question.
Welcome. I tell you, it's been a morning. To all my friends who watched me this morning ranting and raving, it worked. Because Charlotte is in the house.
She bought a ticket.
She came in and bought a ticket. Charlotte's been a friend of the show for many
She was like our number
years.
one fan. Remember
Yes.
during COVID, she met us at a gig with a mask on, and we're like, we didn't even recognize her.
There was no COVID, it was Charlotte.
It was Charlotte.
Charlotte carried us through the COVID. She's been with us at all of JC's pieces as well. She's always been a friend. Comes in here. Whenever you, like you say, man, I haven't seen somebody in a long time, I wish friends would come, she's always been there.
She's an idea for our logo. We're going to somehow merge the two, AMP and AMP Futures Foundation.
I'm out of that conversation. I threw myself out of that conversation today because I have my point. I proved my point.
Of what, randomness?
Not
Ranting?
randomness. It's not ranting. It is pinpoint psychological intelligence. Because she knew I needed help. And I didn't want to say, hey, come here, I need your help, man, come here. She shows up.
She came in, she bought a ticket. So you too can buy a ticket to win a free car, a Honda Accord LX or a Honda CR-V LX. $20 a ticket, $10 goes back to the Core Foundation, $10 goes back to support our interns right here at Amp Media Futures Foundation. Drawing is December 7th, so we've got a couple more weeks left to get this deal rocking and rolling. And she also made a lovely donation to the foundation, which was really, really nice.
I know. I have mixed feelings about that.
Thank you for that, Charlotte.
She's good.
Thank you.
Charlotte's always there. Charlotte's going to be sitting in the studio today. We're going to give her a mic so she can give us some input because we got a lot of things to go over.
She's going to work for Grace.
What?
She asked Grace if she could work for her. Grace says she works for us. So ultimately, Charlotte would work for us.
Nobody works for us. Grace screams at me. Charlotte screams. Everybody screams at me.
Even Jalen, she's screaming from another room.
Jay is screaming from another room.
But Jay, you know, she had the hard task today of turning the TV on for us.
Who, Jay? Mm-hmm. I can't stand it when she does that.
That happened to
She
me in my
hits
house.
a
I could not
button and
turn
it
on the
goes
TV
on.
on either. I know.
I couldn't open the milk container.
Well, that I know.
My fingers hurt. So she not only opened it, to be facetious, she poured it for me. Tell me when there's enough. I tell you, I feel like Roger Dangerfield. See?
They take good care of you here.
They do.
All right, so today we got a great show lined up for you. We've got our Bitcoin masters in the house, formerly known as Hodlon. Michael Mackey is joining us, and yes, he's been with us when Bitcoin was at 35,
65,
16,
20,
65,
15,
now
92, 96.
16, now it's upwards of, we're going to find out, I think it's upwards of 100.
90.
Now it's at 90, 92.
I got to tell you, what I don't understand about this guy is he's always the same.
Chill.
You know, nothing ever seems to bother him.
It's nice, right?
Nothing gets him upset, except he gets a phone call. He has to run into the parking lot because of his other 12 businesses. But nothing ever seems to throw him. You know, I say, hey, Mike, we're down to 20 here, Mike. Don't worry about it.
He went to the fight.
Who?
I'm glad you went to the fight because all of Netflix didn't seem to watch the fight.
Yeah.
I saw it.
On
my
what?
phone.
It went out.
Yeah, I flew to Dallas. I wanted to check.
He went to the fight. I saw him on social media. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I saw somebody was airing it on a phone piece that I have, and I saw the whole fight. Now, you know that he threw the fight. You know he threw the fight. He was talking. They got lip syncers now.
It seems like it.
And the reason he was biting the gloves was to try to hide him from talking. He wanted him to win because they're going to have another fight. And that's what Mike is going to make his money.
How old is Mike?
58.
58.
And the other guy's young.
27, I think.
28.
So did we really think this is a fair fight?
Yes, I do.
How?
I think Mike could take him out.
Do you really?
Yes. Mike didn't throw any punches, man.
I know.
He punched in the first round and then he stopped because apparently they told him, cut it out. You're going to hurt the guy. He's 58 years of age.
I mean, the first 2 rounds, he really seemed like he had it going on, but you could see his age was showing. Like after round 3, his age was showing. I mean,
Mike is the best actor I have ever seen.
Actor, yes.
Mike Tyson's the best actor I've ever seen.
But there were no punches. I've
He
never
didn't
seen
throw
at
one
the
punch.
end of it that was
First of all,
just agreed upon.
I have somebody on the inside who knows him, and even she.
Have you ever
told me.
seen a fight where there was no fight?
There was a fight. The guy was throwing punches. He was scared to death that Mike was going to knock him out, so he was throwing from a distance.
I mean, Mike landed a few nice shots in those first couple of rounds.
He did but they have Mike.
But you
telling
could
him
also
slow
see,
down.
you could see clearly, like Jake. I think it was in like round 5, 6. Like Jake hit him with a couple of shots, and you could tell though that he didn't follow those shots up. Like you could tell that Jake was laying back.
He laid back.
You know, it is what it is. I had a great time. I mean, it was a super fun night, and we had like 7th row seats. It was super cool.
Did you stay in Dallas or you went there and back?
No, we stayed there for the weekend. I've never been there. Awesome city.
Dallas is
Yeah,
great.
really cool city. Very nice, clean, fun.
You know how many people were at that stadium that night?
I heard 70,000.
92,000.
That's insane. Yeah, that's a lot.
Is that one of the biggest stadiums?
Yeah, but 92 to see a
It's
fight.
such a big place. It was a huge place.
And you
Ni-
know what you paid for the tickets, right? So imagine that times 92,000.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, talk about income streams. You think anyone paid in Bitcoin? Can you
Huh?
imagine if you could pay for concert tickets in Bitcoin now?
Oh, that'd be great. My purchasing power would be.
I think it's going to change. I bet it'll change. It's going to end up being like you can put it in your Apple Wallet and you'll be able just to pay for things.
So they're talking about doing that already. Yeah.
Of course they are.
The Apple's talking about soon. It'll be soon, within I would say the next 5 years. They'll have an integrated Bitcoin wallet that comes on your iOS.
Now, there's a couple of things. I can't even say anything about Bitcoin because I was completely in the dark on this thing. I was frustrated for different reasons. But they're talking about the kid got caught and he's in California. The
Who?
Bitcoin guy, they got caught with the scandal.
I don't know who.
Oh, the big guy that took everything down?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name either, but he's ancient history now. Bitcoin now is on Wall Street,
With the dude from FTX?
Yeah.
Sam, whatever his name was?
whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He's out
Oh,
of
no,
the
no,
picture.
he's like, yeah, he's Bernie Madoff. Like, he's in prison for a long time. Yeah.
He's a young man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was young. Yeah.
But now that has left the system, because they always said that the system could be, like any system, could be vulnerable to a cheat. And he went in there,
Sure.
he didn't know what to do with the money. That's why he got caught. He had too much money. Now that that's cleared out of the system, is it being traded on Wall Street?
Yes. Yeah, so, and we touched on that a little bit. I think the last time I was here, we talked a little bit about some of the fraud and the scams that were going on. And when Bitcoin like crashed to 20,000. And I always say this, the difference with Bitcoin, and this is what makes it such a true organic market, it had to regrow from that on its own. There's no government bailouts for Bitcoin and crypto. If that happened to the stock market,
It wouldn't come
government's coming in and they're saying, here's whatever, here's $20 billion. Let's just pretend that never happened.
That's what they did when they bailed out the banks.
And the cars.
Correct, yeah.
And the cars,
Well,
the
look at
big business.
look at how, what was it, Silicon Valley Bank or one of them, and JP Morgan merged or JP Morgan bought them.
Right.
And the government intervened. They're basically like, we need you to buy this bank. With Bitcoin, you don't have that. So you actually see organic growth and like true resilience. To your question, yes. We also talked about the ETFs last time. If you're just listening, you don't know what ETF is. It's an exchange-traded fund. So the SEC last January approved ETFs, and a lot of big companies filed their ETF. You have BlackRock, like one of the largest companies in the entire world, Fidelity, Kathy Wood's fund ARK, Van Eck. So you had a bunch of funds file for their own ETF. And that made Wall Street very comfortable, and now they don't have to figure out how to buy Bitcoin. And there is some confusion with that. There is. How do I make a wallet? How do I got to store this if I lose it, So Wall Street's like, oh, this is great. We could do this in an easier, more legitimized way. So you're seeing a lot of money these last 6 months come into the market. In fact, so far it's been over $30 billion with a B, 30 billion. And I mean, that's a serious amount of capital. And that surpassed the gold ETF.
Wow.
So originally, I think it was 06, 07, when the gold ETF first launched. I believe it took maybe 6 to 7, maybe even 10 years for gold to have that much capital come in through the ETF. Bitcoin beat that record, shattered it in 10 months.
What was it about Bitcoin years ago that you said, I think this is something that I can sink my teeth into? Because you sunk your teeth in a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing to it.
Yeah. Well, the first thing that I thought was fascinating about Bitcoin was its decentralized characteristics. So you're talking about the first time ever in recorded history that really a perfect money has been created. A perfect digital coded money that can't be, for lack of a better word, effed with. So it's borderless, it's permissionless, it's easily transferable, and it's fully decentralized to where no government, computer system, no company, no bank has control over it. So you can. Some people refer to it as freedom money. It's literally this perfect money, and that's what first just blew me away. Like when I learned that about Bitcoin, I was like, this is possibly one of the top 3 greatest innovations of the last 20 years.
So did everyone say to you, Mike, you're crazy, don't
Yes.
do it?
Everybody
It's
said.
not regulated, but
Yeah,
you stuck
mostly
with
everybody
it.
I know.
Everyone did, right?
And when it
Oh,
crashed,
yeah.
everybody says, "What did I tell you?" Now you're telling them, "What did I tell you?"
Well, then they tell me I got lucky now, and
Everything's
Yeah.
lucky.
they think I got lucky.
When it
Everything's
goes
lucky.
down, it's because you stink. When it goes
Yeah.
up, you're lucky.
His wallet's lucky all the way to the bank, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
a lot of friends, family, coworkers back in the day, they would laugh. They would laugh at me. They'd be like, I'll give you one little story. We would get paid on a Friday. I was working at an insurance agency as a sales agent at the time, as before I owned my company. And I knew we were getting paid Friday. We'd get our commissions breakdown Thursday, and I would calculate mine, and I would plan on allocating about 10, 15, 20% of my weekly check into Bitcoin and other cryptos. And every Thursday or Friday morning, my coworkers would literally be standing behind me, and they would be laughing at me. And I kept telling them to buy it, and they'd be like, well, what if it goes down? And the price back then was at like 4,000 or 5,000 a coin. So, yeah.
Now
But you
look,
got it on
yeah.
the ground floor,
I still buy it today, though.
and you
So-
still buy today, even
still
at
buy
the high
today.
number.
Huh?
Even at the high number, because in
Yeah.
Bitcoin world, it doesn't matter how high.
Correct.
It matters how much it grows.
Yeah, so Bitcoiners, we call that like fiat thinking, right? Like Bitcoin is its own asset, its own currency, and its own network. So even though the conversion of it is in dollars, yeah, like I get that, we don't think of it as like a US dollar conversion. Like we think of it as how much Bitcoin do you own, because it's its own unit of account. So, and then we've talked about this too on the show, like Bitcoin as an asset has a supply cap of 21 million coins.
Right.
So in terms of its scarcity, Bitcoin essentially is the most scarce asset in the entire universe besides time. It's more precious than diamonds, gold. It's more precious than anything except time. So really you want to have as much Bitcoin as possible, and you don't want to think of it in terms of like the US dollar equivalent.
Now they don't mint coins, so 21 million coins is it.
21 million coins is the hard-coded supply cap. So when anonymous figure Satoshi coded Bitcoin, he hard-coded it to have 21 million cap. That cannot be changed. So that's the maximum supply.
So what you're buying right now is people selling their coin to you,
Yeah.
and it doesn't surpass 21 million. This is better than gold.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
gold changes. It could be a
You
billion.
can
it could
go
be
mine
a
some
million,
more,
it could be-
right?
They keep
Oh, wow,
making
they're
it.
already talking about mining gold on asteroids
Yeah.
now.
You read
'Cause
Frank's
there's
book.
so much gold on asteroids. So they have been talking about that for a while now. But yeah, with Bitcoin, let's say you buy it on an exchange like a Coinbase or Gemini, you're buying it from someone, just like a stock, right? So it's traded on an exchange. So for every buyer, there's a seller. So someone's selling it to you, I'm buying it from them. Now, we've also talked about miners. So miners are essentially what's powering the network, and they're minting new coins. They're minting new coins from like basically huge sums of electricity. They're essentially converting energy into money, which is pretty fascinating in itself. So they're responsible for minting new coins, and then they'll sell those on the open market. It gets it more into circulation.
But is that part of the 21 million, or those are just?
They're mining they're mining new unminted coins
Of the
that are a
21
part of the
million.
21 million cap. Yeah.
Now, we have a famous guy who's actually going to be, I think, involved with Trump doing some, I don't know, some kind of part of the government. He actually quit Bitcoin because of the mining. He thought it was hurting the earth.
There's an argument for that. I mean, currently right now, it's like my rebuttal to that is statistically right now, 0.05% of the world's total energy consumption goes to Bitcoin. 0.05. I can think of a lot more things that we waste. We could just go with dryers. I mean, there's no, for real.
It's
we could
true.
go with washing
He's
machines
right.
and dryers. There's more things that waste energy. But now you can't just be like, well, Bitcoin wastes this energy, or Bitcoin's bad for the climate. But what good does it have for society? What good does it have for civilization? What about the bankless people in El Salvador that don't have a bank account?
Right.
What about people in Africa that don't have a bank account? So the benefit to civilization is greater than this damage to
Well,
the
I
environment.
think he pulled out because, for whatever reason, he wanted to try to hurt Bitcoin. So when he left, everybody went, "Oh my God, it's going to crash."
And it didn't.
But
And it
also,
didn't.
too, just to interject, statistically also, over 50% of all Bitcoin miners use clean energy right now. So there is an incentive to seek out cleaner energy, because if you can get your production, just like a business, right? If you can get your production costs down, you're profiting more when you mine Bitcoin. So there's companies that mine from energy on the grid, but then there's also companies in Canada that are using hydropower. There's companies in South America that are using solar, wind, and even in El Salvador that are using water pressure and vapor from volcanoes. And they're making systems to create energy to mine. So there's a huge incentive actually to seek out clean energy as well.
It's raising the level of doing things to a certain height.
Yeah, it makes people have to compete now to also find clean
Now,
energy.
why do you think that the current market right now is going through the roof? I know that when Trump was elected, all the markets went nuts, 1,500 on the Dow and everything else. Why do you think right now Bitcoin is going in that direction?
Yeah, great question. So I was actually at the Bitcoin convention in Nashville when they made some of these announcements. So Senator Cynthia Lummis, great senator in Wyoming, and also Trump spoke at the convention as well. And people like Howard Lutnick, I think he's the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. So they're talking, this administration is talking about making a strategic reserve for our country. So similar how we have Fort Knox, they're talking about making a Bitcoin reserve.
Wow.
And that can hopefully assist in paying off national debt, stuff like that.
Student loans,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some hope for that.
So,
Is there?
Huh?
do you think it's going to happen?
I do. Yeah, I really do.
Because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always mean it happens.
So now it changes the scope of why you went into it now with government regulations and things? Or
We
now you're
always
past
said
that
too.
point?
No, that's another great question. We always said on previous times I was on the show, right? Healthy regulation would be positive
Right.
for the sector.
Sure.
And we've experienced some healthy regulation. Now it's not just Wall Street. Now it's the government. And I've also always said this too. When a new technology comes into this world, your opinion doesn't matter. Like, you either hop on board or you get left behind.
True.
So now you have what's called game theory, and if any viewers don't know, you could just Google game theory in the context of economics. Now you have game theory taking place where if you're Germany or Russia or any other country, you see the United States making a strategic reserve, now you're going to say to yourself, well, now I got to make a strategic reserve, right? So this is what happens. So not only you have corporate treasuries that are starting to buy Bitcoin, but now if countries do it, you're forcing other countries to compete with you, and that's the premise of game theory. So how does the price not go up? I mean, it's...
I got to tell you, the more that he talks, when I first started streaming, nobody was streaming. Nobody. I mean, no Facebook, nobody. And I went to the radio stations and they said no, except for Bobby. If I had a mind like yours, and I would have captivated streaming the way it's done now. Everybody does it with their phones and all that. But back in the day, the NFL, Major League Baseball, basketball, I watch all the games on streaming. Nobody was doing that. So using your concept with Bitcoin, nobody was doing that either.
Yeah.
They got people to believe and go. Can you imagine if we had somehow captivated streaming? Like,
maybe we could put Mike on our auxiliary board to help raise funds for our interns.
Ideologies.
Seriously, because you think differently than most people.
Because you got to have an eye for that.
Yeah.
You got to see something that has a potential to go. Doesn't mean that it's always going to work. But, man, when it does, holy smokes. I mean, my son doesn't watch any of my shows until you're on.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Michael Macchia, our Bitcoin master. Say hello to our good friend Charlotte. And I think Helen's going to be coming in. See how the stars are in
I want to see
alignment.
what she says to Mike.
So more to come. You can get your tickets right here to support 2 great foundation causes and hopefully win a free car. Also, Tie to Hat drawing is going to be on Thursday at our Friendsgiving. If you're in the area and want to come by to Friendsgiving, come on by, have some fun, bring a potluck, even cookies or a bottle of wine will do. Register to win your Tie to Hat. Go into AMP Futures, AMP on YouTube.
I
know you're confusing me. Like and subscribe, and then go to our Facebook page and drop your name and get registered to win, just like Charlotte did.
Is that a woman's hat or a man's hat?
I think they're unisex.
Well, I was asked because the men are saying, what if the hat don't fit? Then we have to contact them to get a hat that fits.
We can do that. This is a large,
There you go.
so I think they're unisex, but we can certainly check it out and see.
We have to, because I sent the poll out, remember?
All right, more to come. 888-994-4995, Studio A, Tie to Hat. A lot of great things happening. The car raffle, and then we'll talk about the foundation fundraiser when we get back. We'll be right back.
AMP Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty rich and pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but The technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-920-3819.
Frank A. Ruffolo, a renowned author and screenwriter known for his books such as 10048, Blue Falcon, Memoir of a Soldier, and his latest, Samuel of Sarah. Check out his website, frankaruffolo.com, for more info or purchase his books on Amazon.
AMP Media Futures Foundation is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to providing college students with immersive opportunities in media production, marketing, business skills, and communication.
Interns will learn professional workflow skills in editing, video and radio broadcasting, public relations, digital media, graphic curriculum, and access to equipment to make a positive impact.
AMP Media Productions is a full-service production house with a variety of shows ranging from the Brooklyn Cafe show.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a very busy Wednesday.
Sarah Spiritual.
Right here on the Oldies station. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Call me Zena.
Teach by example, and that's what I try to do all the time, to teach by example.
Artist Loft.
Using that term more. Yeah, lofties, yeah.
And Gypsy Soul.
They love music. It's like their favorite thing to go to.
I teach like preschool up to 12th grade.
Yeah, nice.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at AMP Media Productions. Please like and subscribe to all of our shows.
I want to be a first class champagne, please.
Dying comfort.
Yeah, that's good. We offer opportunities to excel in the field of TV film production, social media management, video editing, set design, graphic design, sound engineering, journalism, and many more useful tools to help you land a career in the media business.
To volunteer or be a part of our team, or to make a donation of any size, please visit us at ampfutures.org. Help us to empower college students to create a positive impact with immersive hands-on experiences in media production. Help us amplify the future.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I thought I did. I knew I had to ask him. See, Mike wants to be on our auxiliary board for the foundation.
I'm not
you do fundraising, right? You know how to make money and different ways of thinking.
Sure, yeah.
We started the AMP Media Futures Foundation in March to support these students in media, to be able to give back, to bring in funding to help them with equipment, with software, hardware, even lunch some days. So we're having our first fundraiser here, December 13th. Here's the invitation. Charlotte, I know. December 13th. It is a free event to attend. We just hope that you come on in. It's at 5:30 on a Friday evening. Maybe purchase some art. We have a live art auction here, some donations, raffles, 50-50.
Did you hook up the live auction?
We'll talk about that. Oh. Yes and no. I have someone if we want to do it.
You have two people.
Well, we got to talk about it because I can hire an auctioneer to come in and do it, but if I don't have the people that want to buy, it doesn't make sense to bring in the auctioneer.
I can do it.
Yeah, Freddie can do it.
So that's my mindset. If people aren't in the mindset of purchasing this beautiful art in the studio, then it doesn't make sense to have an auctioneer.
I'm not talking to you. I forgot.
But we're actually looking for 2025 to grow our auxiliary board, which we do not have yet. Right now, it's only the board of directors. So I think he could be kind of cool in helping us do some fundraising because no one has a mind like you. right? You think out of the box. You're young. You're
She's gonna hit
innovative,
you with
and
the alien mind. Wait till you hear
it's
this
a whole
thing.
nother thing.
That's
so
a whole nother thing.
things to talk about. You got more questions for Mike?
I got a lot of questions for Mike.
Be like Mike.
I like talking to Mike because you know one thing about Mike, he tells you the answer. He tells you straight up, no BS. He tells you, listen, thing. And he was the only man that I know alive that said, don't sell. Shush. Just go do something else. Stop looking at it. If you're a worrywart, you can't invest in anything. Forget about Bitcoin. I'm just talking about anything in general, including marriages and everything else. Children, dogs, cat, goldfish.
So now I even found money. So
I'm not talking to you.
Let it grow.
You had me for weeks talking about how
I
apologetic
thought I got rid of it,
was.
but I'm like, Mike, what is
my
this?
God, what is wrong with you? Seriously.
I know.
There's something seriously
That's why I
not
need
right.
Mike as like a consultant. You do consulting work?
Yeah,
Sure.
I should have gotten to you.
I was like my consultant.
I should have gotten
I
to
do
you
a lot
because
of
you
things.
would have gotten the truth that should set me free. I felt horrible for weeks.
Well, I just asked him, what does this mean? Does it mean nothing? He said, no, it means hold it and don't do anything with it is what it means.
I'm not talking to you. I found out you're a teacher, and today I found out something else.
But it's always fun to have Makia here. And this is not your day job. This is just what you do because you love it.
Yeah, I love it. Passionate about it. Again, just dating back to when I first learned about it, it really did blow me away. But
You should do seminars.
I mean, my day job is health insurance and sales, really. So, and then I also I speak. You know, I mean, I usually don't say it publicly, but like I've 6 years clean and sober from alcohol and drugs. Thank you. So like every other Saturday, though, I speak at a treatment center in Hollywood. So I try to stay involved and give back in that community.
What is that challenge like for you?
I mean now it's much easier, you know. But I mean, when I first got clean, it was pretty difficult, and that wasn't my first time getting clean. I mean, I had years of sobriety at one point. Before that, I had a relapse. From when I was 20 to 25, I relapsed at 25. I was sober for 5 years. I had 2 years after that, and then I had a relapse. But you know, you learn from each one. You know, one of them I thought I could smoke marijuana. Turns out it leads me to other things. And you learn. I mean, that's life, right? But you know, now it's much easier. It doesn't really bother me. And I mean, really, in fact, it's almost like a turnoff. Kind of see how foolish people act.
So does teaching help you give back and remind you of what not to do?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it makes me feel great. Especially speaking at rehabs makes me feel amazing. But it definitely keeps it green. You know, it definitely reminds you of where you don't want to be again. And I know what it's like to. I know what it's like to be in rehab. I know what it's like for everybody in your life to hate you. I know what it's like to feel lonely. I know what it's like to be homeless. So it definitely makes you have more of a sense of gratitude every time you go there. It keeps it pretty fresh. But what I like about it the most, and even stuff like Bitcoin and even the responsibility I have to my company and all the employees, it gives me purpose. And I think that's important for anybody, especially in recovery. It's important to have purpose in your life, give you something to look forward to, and give you esteem, right?
Look at you. One day you're going to be up on these big stages like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. No, seriously. And you're going to go, how did it all start? And you tell them the story of your addictions, your sobriety, what you went through, investing in Bitcoin, and everyone laughing at you as you started as an agent, you know, a young age. Everyone, I mean, you did what you were told to do. 10 to 20% put away, but you put it away in something that everyone's like, are you crazy? And now look where you are, right? And you're not even like, look at me, you're let me give back, kind of what you do. Was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Really incredible.
Well, when you did your show, you had your show here, and you were educating people. I remember we signed up for Wolf's Den. I'm still a member of that magazine.
Oh yeah, with Scott Melker.
I still do that.
Yeah.
I get it every day. I get it. And there were some other things that you had. Everybody here signed up to doing into the big thing,
Yeah.
Bitcoin, and you did it. You did it to help people see the light. So my son actually got everybody in his office on this thing as well, and Gio kept going through it. So he kept asking me for you, because when the numbers were twinkling down and there was all this chaos going on and what have you, he asked me. I said, he's going to tell you the same thing. He's going to tell you, just hold on.
Yeah.
Don't sell. Just relax.
Hodl on.
So it's the give back that you do it, and you do it in so many different ways. You know, you brought art in here one day, straight up. You say, okay, I'm going to take that with me.
Yeah, I still got that one.
It's the way you do it. It's not. He's not looking at himself to make him bigger or anything else. And all the success that you have right now that is going on in your life, you deserve. You deserve it, because nobody can walk in your shoes and understand what you've been through.
We've known you a long time. You've been coming in here.
Yeah.
To see the evolution of you growing up, for all intents and purposes, truly,
Thank you, yeah.
it's remarkable.
Thank you.
Stepping on the right stones, as they say.
Good guy.
And it ain't nothing about luck, man. You've made your luck. You know, when you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do. And that's the bottom line.
So thank you for joining us and always saying, let me pop in.
Yeah, I mean, I love coming on. So it was a while. So Dawn gets the random text, you know.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
Well, Dawn got good news today.
Total surprise.
You made her week. I'm going to tell you, you don't know the lift I have off of my chest. I wasn't breathing for 2 weeks when I saw the numbers go up there. I said, oh my God, I'm the moron. They told her to sell it.
We're going to hold it. Now I just got to figure out how to get into it. We're all good.
You know what? I'm completely out of the loop now. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. But more to talk about with the foundation. I'm sure you've got some great ideas, because you've been there. You've been these kids looking for work, looking for money, figuring out how to get food, how to, you know, housing, all of these things. It's a different mindset, and you've been there. You know it. You've walked the walk.
You actually had a handful of producers when you were here doing your show. They used to sit over there and they used to talk about it, remember? I can't remember his name. And then he started to invest in other things. But you started them off, and they would sit there and they would talk about, well, he said do this. He said do this.
A lot of them chase the smaller coins, you know.
But you open their eyes to chase.
Yeah.
You see, in life, when the chase comes and it really means something, you're going to understand what it is to do it. They did it because they thought they could make a quick buck. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Nothing in life is a
Right.
quick anything, in anything. But I like the fact that they actually took it upon themselves to educate themselves. And my son, same thing with him. Gio says, this guy with Bitcoin is pretty good. Look at that. Look, I says, I want to see. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Doing what you're doing.
I mean, I still do the same thing in my life. It's just relative to a different, level. I still chase people that are smarter than me, more successful than me. Sometimes I even tell some of my managers, employees, some of the franchisee owners we have some franchise companies. I didn't really do anything out of the ordinary or special. I just kind of copied and did what my mentor told me. A lot of times we overcomplicate things that are pretty simple too, but most of it is just really discipline and action. Just doing.
Well, the discipline is one thing.
But
you have to teach yourself, and the action is
I
the
think
other.
it's very important. I think it's in any aspect of your life to have a mentor with anything. If you want to have a better marriage, find someone who's been married for 35 years. If you want to make a bunch of money, go have breakfast with a millionaire every Saturday. Ask him to have breakfast. I'm sure he'll say yes.
What a good idea.
If you whatever it is in life that if you want to get better at, find a mentor. I think that's super important. In the program, we call that a sponsor, right? And in church, it's a pastor. So we do it in all these other ways, parts of our life. Why wouldn't you do it in love and finance, which is probably the most emotional, important, daily, parts of our life, right?
Right.
That's what I always tell you, right, all the time. If you're going to have a fight with your spouse or partner, it's either over sex or money, right? Love or finance, sex or money, whatever you want to call it, right? It can be good or
That's
it
where
can
most of our problems come from and our stresses, yeah.
That's true, 100%. Well, thank you as always for joining
Thanks.
us. Maybe I hope you'll join us either this Thursday for Friendsgiving and or December 13th for the fundraiser.
December 13th, yeah, that'd be great. I would love to do a
Perfect.
donation, of course.
Oh, thank you so much. That would
Yeah.
be amazing. Amazing. And Charlotte, are you now inspired?
Grab your mic.
Grab your mic.
Grab a mic. You might as well put a mic in your hand.
There you go.
Just pick it up.
Yeah, you gotta take it out. There you go.
Inspired.
Hello.
Always inspired.
I'm always inspired. And this gentleman here, I mean, he's got such energy.
Right?
I learned so much in the past 20 minutes. Where were you 10 years ago? Yeah, I mean, no, this is wonderful.
We talked about Mike doing seminars and things of that nature. Bill Gates ain't got nothing on him. It all depends. It depends on where you're coming from, and it depends on where you want to go. And he'll give you the honest, what he's lived through, without bells and whistles. That's what I like about Mike. He's going to tell you this can happen, but this is what has happened. So.
Not only can Michael be the next, money maker for the world, but the next Tony Robbins, because
That's what I'm thinking, right.
so inspirational that, as I said to you before, you touch the heart and you're from the heart, and you just did it. You just did it here. Yeah.
So these new paintings just came in with Extra Freddy, which I love so much. Your mess is my mess is yours, and then I am okay. And I feel like we're all in each other's messes, right? We didn't create our mess on our own. We're not living in the mess alone, but we're all going to be okay. And she's actually doing the live art painting here for the foundation, Mary Gallagher Stout. So I love those so much.
Everywhere she goes, she sells or is the life of the party. She went Friday, sold 2 pieces. I mean, it's just, you meet certain people in life that sort of raise that energy level, and everybody wants to be attached to it. That's really what it comes to. Everybody wants a little bit of that energy level in their soul, in their spirit. And it's not easy to find people like that, because everybody right now is hurting. And people, I got kids in here, and we've had a number of them coming, and they're lost. They don't know what they're looking for. They don't know what they want to do. And they're looking at restaurants and Walmart and stuff like that, and they don't want to do that.
We had someone come in yesterday, and I said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, well, before I walked in the door, I wanted it to be something different than what I'm wanting to be as I walk out the door. He goes, so now I'm just really confused. But it's a fresh perspective of what it is, right? And that was only in a matter of, 30 minutes?
Yeah, because you're asking them to believe in themselves. That's the one thing that nobody can ever take away from you. And when he came in, he was all over the place. It was like scrambled eggs. And when he left here, he actually says, you know something? You're right. I got nothing to lose in believing in myself. So therein starts the walk. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he comes back.
And these paintings are ending up with I am okay, knowing that you are worth it to be okay is
Right.
also part of the journey.
You can put them in any order. You can have 1, you can have 3, but kind of the way they hung it, I think is perfect in alignment.
We met her at Fitzy. We did an interview. The next thing you know, she's everywhere. And we're pushing her. She's in Jupiter now. I'm looking for more places. I'm talking to the airport to hang her art. So that when people come through,
That'd be cool.
you can get a little piece of inspiration. You know what I mean? I look at it every morning. I says, okay, I want it right next to me. Because it just turns your batteries on. It gives you something to have some hope for.
So maybe we inspired you.
Well, I have affirmations all over my new desk in my new apartment.
That's nice.
So every day, you are worth it. You got this. Life is all about music, because I'm all about that as well. And you put it all together, and you started your day off real well, and you ended it off real well, too.
That's what it's all about. Well, thank you for coming to visit us.
Thank you so much.
Don't
I'm so
be a
happy to
stranger.
see
You wait
guys.
too long.
Oh, don't worry. Well, I'm
She's okay.
I'm with you on air a lot.
Yeah, she even wrote in
I
about our
watch you a
logo and
lot.
how to merge the 2 logos now.
She's the logo guru.
You've done this for a long time. You've been in print advertising as a career, so
Yes, I
definitely
have.
take your advice on that.
Well, I hope it works, and anything you ever need, all you have to do is say, Charlotte, I have a question, and I'm here.
That's the amazing thing about once we started the foundation and doing the fundraiser. Someone said to me, you actually have to ask people for what you need. And I'm never big on asking. I just figure I put it out and people offer. No one's going to offer unless you ask. So I started asking. And you know what happened? Everyone said yes. So amazing restaurants are donating food. Seminole Hard Rock Casino donated a basket. Someone else cut their fees like for bartending and serving. It's like you just got to ask. I said, you've been a part of this community and have helped so many people and young minds. Just ask us. We're happy to do it.
So I'm asking.
So we're asking.
Hello, you. Hello.
It's incredible that we ask.
I'm asking you. Help us. We can use your help. And
they can use your help.
And we will give it back 7 times. I think that's what the Bible says. We give it back 7 times your way. So whatever you can do to help us, we'll accept.
Awesome. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back,
world song.
Let's start singing.
We're going to talk to Helen Archer, Cosmic Astrology Society in the house. So more to come. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? With MedGuard Alert's new Care Watch, you can connect with medical professionals instantly, 24/7. No cell phone required. This life-saving medical device acts as a phone as well as a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And if you have Medicare or Medicaid, you may qualify to get yours free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
Attention all Medicare beneficiaries. It's annual enrollment time, running now through December 7th. Are you on the best plan for your needs? Do you know if Medicare Advantage or a Medicare supplement with Original Medicare suits you better? And have you reviewed your prescriptions for 2025? Every plan has changed and the donut hole is gone. Medicare open enrollment is here. Don't miss out on understanding all your options. Claire Goyette, the marvelous Miss Medicare, is here to guide you. Call Claire at 561-703-7463 or visit absolutebestinsurance.com/Claire-Goyette. That's Claire Goyette at 561-703-7463. Make the most of your Medicare benefits. Call now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
On November 19, 1969, NASA's Apollo 12 mission achieved a historic milestone as it successfully landed on the moon. This mission marked the second crewed lunar landing after Apollo 11, and it was the first to land with greater precision. On One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a 1975 drama film directed by Milos Forman, based on Ken Kesey's 1962 novel. Released on November 19, 1975, the story follows Randall P. McMurphy, Jack Nicholson, a man who feigns mental illness to avoid prison and is sent to a psychiatric hospital. On November 19, 1976, George Harrison released the single "This Song," a humorous and self-reflective track that expressed his frustration over being sued for copyright infringement. The lawsuit stemmed from his 1970 hit, "My Sweet Lord," which was found to have unintentionally plagiarized the melody of the song, "He's So Fine" by the Chiffons. The STS-80 mission was a space shuttle flight that launched on November 19, 1996 aboard Space Shuttle Columbia, OV-102. It was the 21st mission of the Columbia Orbiter and the 80th mission of NASA's Space Shuttle program. This mission carried out a variety of scientific experiments and payloads. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 is the 7th film in the Harry Potter series, based on the novel Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. It is the first of 2 film adaptations of the final book in the Harry Potter series, directed by David Yates and released on November 19, 2010.
We're back. Mike is always a fun guy to have on.
Such a nice guy.
All right, so we talked about this. You know who's in the house? Our car magician.
Who's our car magician?
Licorice.
Oh, Lucas. Why is he a car magician?
Because he says that he knows tricks with cards. So they have a stack of cards behind that painting.
Oh, I saw the cards. Okay. Oh,
for him to
cards,
practice. What
not
did I
car.
say? It's cards.
Well, you're holding the car raffle tickets,
I know, but
so I
this
thought you
reminded me
meant
of
cards.
Licorice.
Lucas.
Whatever.
Okay, doke. All right, ready to...
Now you're all that because you're breathing again. You should be very happy, by the way. Very impressed.
Thank you.
Can't stand you.
Sometimes you make mistakes and it works out.
Oh, yeah. A lot of mistakes, and sometimes you don't.
All right, so we're going to get into talking to our good friend and astrologer, Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society. So let's roll it.
And how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Well, I got a friend, a dear friend in the studio who was actually, she wanted to ask you about things that are going on in her sign and everything else. Can we start there?
Well, we were going to start there anyway.
Oh, okay. Tell us why.
Well, Mars went into Leo. So this has been 18 months since Mars was in Leo. So now it's going to energize all the Leos. And it's going to be good for Aries and Sagittarius, which the sun will go into Sagittarius on Thursday. So happy birthday to all the Sagittarians. It's your season. So anyway, Leo is when Mars goes into your sign, which is a Leo right now. Mars has orbited into Leo. It's the start of a new 2-year work cycle. It's going to energize you. It's going to give you enthusiasm. It's going to fire you up, your ambitions. And so you're going to start new things. You're going to present your idea. You're going to enlarge your brand. And you're able to do all these things with the help of Mars. The only thing you have to watch is you need to select the projects and people that you're going to associate with over the next several months, because Mars is going to go into Leo. It's going to orbit a few degrees in Leo, and then it's going to turn retrograde. So this is now an extended Mars in Leo cycle, which doesn't end till next May.
When does it go into retrograde?
In about a week, 10 days.
From now?
Yes.
So when it goes into retrograde, you have to sort of stop what you're doing, no?
That's Mercury.
Well, Mercury is in storm now. Also, is going to start retrograding. But anyway, yes, it's going to get you started on projects. And then it's going to take you back to some of the things that happened in the summer when it was in the previous sign of Cancer. It's going to retrograde back into Cancer. So family matters, health matters, digestive issues,
I just got
the
out of
things
it.
that you experienced during the summer, which were a little rough because we also had the eclipses. You're going to have to go back and fix some of those things before you can fully move ahead with Mars and Leo. So you're going to kind of like dip your toes into the new projects, into the new scene, into the new relationships, but you're going to have to go back and fix a few things from the past.
So you got a couple of weeks preview, and then how long do you have to wait before you can get back on the horse?
I think about January or February. It's going to retrograde into Cancer. It's going to go forward in Cancer, and then by like the spring, and I don't have the exact dates, but between April and May, it's going to go back into
you told
Leo.
Me.
What?
You told me yesterday, May 1st through 3rd.
That was another cycle
Okay.
too. So they'll be in Leo by then. So sometime in April, it's going to go back into Leo, into the full 6-week cycle. And then, because you fixed all the problems, you're ready to move forward.
So you have like a week before you have to schedule all your fixings, and then in January it's going to come back to you, and then you got to wait for the window to open. I got to tell you, she has been right on too many things, including planes and trains and automobiles, which is kind of scary. And she'll tell you, be careful this, and that. I took a plane ride. She said, don't take plane rides, I'm going to tell you. I almost lost my lunch on the plane ride I took. And then there is the other part. You're going to be happy. You know, the Mets got into the playoffs. They didn't belong there. They did not belong there, and they lost to the Dodgers. So I was happy. She was right that they got that far. So it depends on also what your perspective is on things that can happen in your future. But 9 out of 10 times, she's pretty good.
Okay, so to continue, today Pluto goes into Aquarius for the full cycle. As you know, it entered Aquarius around, February, March of this year. And I told you that there's going to be new opportunities to meet people, to go global, to start new ventures. And then it retrograded back into Capricorn when I told you that the plutocracy was going to do everything they could to hold on to power. The conservatives were going to get power because Mars was going into Leo. Trump's sign and Vance's sign are important in Leo. But anyway, so the plutocracy, the banks, everybody, was trying to influence. And so that was the Capricorn cycle. That was their last little attempt to stay in power, and now they've been voted out for the most part, and Aquarius is going to take hold. And as I said, it's a long-term cycle. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was during the Revolutionary War, where we fought off the tyranny of Britain and the monarchy and became a free country. So now, as I've been hearing on the news, this new Pluto revolution is the common sense revolution. The Make America Great Again revolution. So Pluto is starting a new wave, a new movement of power to the people, less government, more freedom, and the Constitution being upheld and the laws being upheld. Now, personally, Pluto represents transformation. So we're going from a conservative financial mindset to a more liberal, open policy where we want to be part of a group, we want to be part of a movement, we want to make things better again. We don't want to just concentrate on our own personal finances and life and home and everything. We're more expandable. We're going forward. So this is causing a transformation, an inner transformation in a lot of people, especially Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, which Jupiter in Gemini is making this possible and enhancing it. So the old things, the worn out things, the old situations, the old relationships, the old habits, they've all got to go. It's a whole new world, and people don't want to give it up. So it's a stress aspect that Pluto and Mars are now going to be opposing. So you're going to have to decide, are you going to cling to the past, to the things that are worn out, or are you going to move ahead and start a new day?
She's got a lot of information today.
Well, you know, I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's one thing in this country, but I'm looking at what's going on in other parts of the world, and I don't think that theory has caught up at all.
Now,
I think it's gotten
Mars
worse.
is the god of war.
Well, the
and
god of
so
war seems to be
at war.
At war. It seems to
in
be doing
Leo,
this thing.
it's the general, the El Cid figure, the conqueror, the conquistador, you know, that romantic Spanish character. But anyway, so Mars in Leo is the general who's doing strategy, whereas Mars in Aries is the soldier who's doing the actual fighting. But it does stimulate war. But it's war for freedom, war for peace, war for people to escape the tyranny of the dictators or the in religious moguls or whatever who are controlling everything and preventing freedom of the people. So anything, any influence, any person, and especially with that solar eclipse last month, that is standing in the way of people living their lives and being happy is going to be overthrown in this Pluto in Aquarius cycle. So yes, it's going to stimulate some wars now, the Mars-Pluto opposition, and then there'll be negotiations under the Cancer, Mars, continuing in the Pluto in Aquarius fashion that, you know, if it benefits everybody, then it's okay.
So you think some of these wars we can end?
They will end, yes.
Some
Going to end one way or the other.
Well, look how long Russia and Ukraine, it's been, what, 3 years already?
That isn't even the problem anymore. It's gotten so much complicated than that. You know, the Koreans getting involved is complicated. Arms being sent from Russia through Iran, through other places, that's complicated.
But none of it, the whole war idea makes no sense. Like, why even be at war in the first place?
Because they're using the excuse of land and NATO and everything else that they're going to be attacked. Meanwhile, they're doing the attacking. You know, you can't reason with unreasonable people.
It's true.
So good luck with that. But all I see is a lot of famine. I see a lot of death. I see stupidity over a rock, which I don't understand. I have never understood that. But
so we've been with Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, which is the suffering of people. And it's been big with charities, you know, trying to help people so they don't suffer as much, you know, as well as with the storms and everything that we've had, people losing everything. So it's been a sign of suffering. It's been a sign of rebirth. It's been a sign of helping those that are less fortunate than us. And now in May, as I was telling you, Saturn and Neptune are going to be going into Aries. Now, Aries is a positive sign. It's a sign of change. It's a sign of energy. It's a sign of people taking control of their lives. And so we're going to start seeing the benefits of people doing better. And the Piscean sorrow and heartbreak and diseases and everything is going to ebb away.
Well, I hope we get there.
Amen.
We're going to get there.
All right.
So now the main thing, just from a day-to-day perspective, other than world news and economics, Mercury is now in storm on Thursday, which means it's standing still, ready to go backwards. So now we are going to approach the Mercury retrograde cycle for 3 weeks until about December 15th. So things are going to be delayed. Things are going to be changed. Weather is going to be unpredictable. The actual full retrograde will be on Thanksgiving. So those traveling, I'm going to say, watch the weather, have alternate plans. If your flight gets canceled, what are you going to do? If your hotel room gets canceled, what are you going to do? Have a plan B, have a plan C, and pack your patience, because things may not go as smoothly as you expect. And I would suggest if you don't have to travel, it would be better not to.
I'm going to tell you, I already made I'm going to St. Augustine. And so I'm sitting there minding my own business. And people are showing me this boomerang hurricane in South America who I think is out to get me. It's supposed to go right through St. Augustine.
That is true.
And I said,
that is true.
I said to the people that told me this, no, what? No storm does that. It's like this. It looks like a giant
loop. That is
and
true.
here you come, you know, underdog. Here you come to save the day. So Don't do that. I mean, I don't care if I stay in St. Augustine in a room, because I'm going to be in a concrete building. Oh, that's not true either. And here we go.
So speaking of storms, like last week you asked me what was going to happen with the storms. And I told you that not much was going to happen because we didn't have any eclipses. And even though the storms came up with the full moon, which was, a month after that eclipse, those storms kind of fizzled out. But they all started where the eclipse was visible, which was the Yucatan around Mexico.
That's where it is. So this storm, which is supposed to be...
I think it's fizzling out.
It's fizzling out, but then there's a cold front. It's going to be 40 degrees in Florida.
On Thursday, I know, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be 40...
55.
So this coldness is going to revitalize this stupid storm.
It's going to St. Augustine.
And it's going to St. Augustine. I said, and I try to get Linda Summers to come in and do it, and she's too busy. So here you come. Don't tell me that. It is supposed to be the most busiest Thanksgiving, people moving around in the history of Thanksgiving.
And so therefore travel will be delayed and the road conditions might be bad. So you have to take all that into consideration, leave early, and try not to leave on the peak days of travel.
Yep, that's me. I don't care. I go very slow, and whenever I get there...
Check your rental car. Make sure it's still okay.
Stop saying that. Do you know I called them after you told me that? And I'm screaming at the guy. He says, sir, why are you screaming at me? I'm telling you, you got a car. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't got a car.
All right, let's talk about the media. Now, last week I said there's going to be major changes in the media because Jupiter is in Gemini, which rules broadcasting and communication. And now, I don't know if you've heard, but Morning Joe was at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, we're Joe Rogan now.
And I don't know, is this true or not? Was The View actually canceled?
No, not yet, but they're talking about it.
So you're going to, as I said, you're going to see these media people quietly disappear.
Well, it's funny because that you say that because Trump has appointed something to get rid of all the fake news that's going on. It's always been a battle of
But it's going to improve communication and broadcasting. Jupiter in Gemini is an improvement in affairs and activities. So things are going to get better. Journalism is going to become more real, and people are going to, rely on it again like they used to.
Instead of on TikTok or 30-second snippets.
I get all my news from TikTok.
I know you do. 30-second snippets is what it is.
I have never had a recipe on TikTok that didn't work.
All right, so personally, where are we sitting?
We got the moon in Leo tomorrow, and it's going to stimulate Mars, it's going to stimulate Pluto, and we're going to take action, and we're going to change our life for the better. We're going to let go of the old things that we've been clinging to that are no longer viable, that are no longer benefiting us. We're going to have to take a real good look at ourselves and figure out what it is we want, what it is we aspire to, and get going to make it happen.
I'm buying a new mattress. I'm getting a new bed.
How about for Pisces?
Pisces is doing well. We've got the moon in Cancer today, so emotions are high up there. But, Pisces is going to have to learn to work with people and stop being negative. And for this particular Pisces, now you have Venus in Aquarius. Pluto is coming to your Venus, so reach out to your contacts, go global, be positive, and make deals happen after December 15th.
That happens to be true.
It happens to be very true.
I heard you speaking Spanish in here today, going global.
It happens to be very true. I got to tell you something. What you saw this morning was all to stimulate somebody to show up.
Ah, okay. And there she is.
See, they don't get it. People don't understand
And
me.
she's the Leo, so she's activated, she's stimulated, she's here, she's going, doing, and being.
All right, how about for Aries?
Aries, your time is coming. As I said in May, you're going to have a new cycle. You're going to be positive. You're going to make improvements. But with Leo planets and Pluto now in Aquarius, you're going to be moving ahead because the energies are going to be going in your direction. And I think you'll be feeling a lot better.
It's about time.
It's about time, right?
Especially as you called me or texted me at 9 o'clock last night to look up planets.
I know. See that? Because I'm already planning the second fundraiser, and he's like, we haven't gotten through the first one. But I need to make sure that before I pick a date and you go on vacation and it's Christmas and Passover and Easter and...
Mike came in, you must not know how to read, and he showed you a lot of money you have in that whole investment portfolio that I was taking the blame for. I thought you lost it, you sold it. I would be on top of the world right now. What she just said 100 times over. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Why does that have to do with anything? So we're thinking the first week in May for the second fundraiser.
Because your mind works when it's stimulated and something good happens. You know, think about this. You hit lotto right now. Would you be sitting here? I won $10 yesterday. Well, that's a beginning.
There you go. Your lucky cycle is starting.
You would be, right? It changes your mindset. When the new paintings came in, she's like, what are you doing? I says, I'm moving things around, putting new lights up, new this, that. I got more stuff coming. Why? Because it's all about the frequency. It's all about the change. It's about feeling it.
And Pluto in Aquarius is causing that change, and you're reacting in the right way and going with the flow.
I changed the lights, the painting.
It looks
moved
great.
Things around. We moved that one out of the way.
I love my background. Thank you very much.
Moved it out of the way because I want to be more positive.
That's
As a matter of fact, I'm waiting on her to pull the trigger on something that I'm
We can
dying.
do it today.
What?
We can do it today.
Let's do it today. I'm dying for the 13th. I want to have it up and ready to rock and roll because I am thankful. This has got to be one of the years I got to tell you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because this is one of the years that I am more thankful than any time else. So many good things have happened for so many people in this house.
So that's amazing with Saturn in Pisces, and I told you your experience, your abilities, your talents are now causing you to be rewarded and move ahead. So this has been a year and a half that you've been working really, really hard and overcoming all kinds of obstacles. And for all you Pisceans, think positive. You've grown, you've matured, you've overcome all the obstacles, and now you can move ahead with those Pluto in Aquarius and join groups and make a difference.
And it's from her mouth to God's ear, because I got to tell you, she's been 100% right. And I'll be the first one to look for that little niche. Oh, you messed up. I can't. I can't. She's always been right. She's always been right on the bunny. You know, it's nice to have a friend in life, but when you have so many who come and they tell you the right things, you know, Coach has been another gift sent.
We haven't seen her this week.
She's been busy.
Okay, as long as she's okay.
It's working.
Good.
Everything is working. More people. We got people on the plan that she told me about in California. She's doing well. I got another one in Arizona that wants to try the leaves. It's just, you got to look at it from the bigger point of picture. How other people get to benefit listening to what she says. If you just listen and you contemplate a little bit and think about your life, good things will come.
So also, it was a little bit late, but I finally posted my fall forecast on the Cosmic Astrology Society.
Fantastic.
I have to update it. Now, it may not be as pertinent because, you know, the information is dated, but you can read it and look back and see what the pattern was for your life in the past month or so, see how it fits. And I'm going to be adding and changing it to the end of December so you can have your holiday forecast, and I'll let you know
Fantastic.
when I post it.
Wonderful. Nice job. All right, you can follow Helen at Cosmic Astrology Society. Find your forecast on Facebook.
You should. You should look at your forecast. You got a new year coming in, 2025.
It's crazy.
Holy smokes.
And in 2025, I will have been doing the show for a year.
Wow. You going to come on Thursday?
Yes.
You coming on Thursday?
I'm baking
Coming on
cookies.
Thursday? Yeah, you're baking cookies. Awesome.
I may not make it.
You're making it.
I may not.
Why?
Because I'm going to hit lotto.
If you hit lotto tomorrow
You'll have
night,
more
you're
reason
still
to
coming
come
in
here.
on Thursday.
Oh, no. I'll call you, though. I say, I'm in Hawaii.
All right,
Are you kidding? If I hit lotto and I come here Thursday, I'm going to have FAU. I'm going to have a lot of
You're going to hit
people.
lotto today. You're going to go to that
We moved
appointment
the
today, and you're going to get great news.
We moved the party from here. We're holding an FAU stadium.
Okay.
I'll pay for the whole stadium.
You got it. All right. Let's wrap this up. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Helen, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Check out all of her predictions, fall predictions, right here every Tuesday, or Cosmic Astrology Society. For more information on our Bitcoin Master, we can get you in touch with Michael Macchia as well. We're going to wrap it up, see what else is. You're going to get some good news today.
On Thursday, come on down, meet Helen. Meet Helen.
We should sell these tickets on Thursday also.
We are. Have something to eat, something to drink around Helen. Ask her about what your future looks like. That's good news for you, by the way. We just got to tighten some things up, and everything is going to be good.
Can't wait to go see what they did back there.
I'm dying to see what they did back there.
All right, more to come. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. Embrace the cold weather. It's coming in on Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.